Hello everyone, hope you are doing well. My name is Tejas and today in this video I'm going to show you how to replace a washer fluid reservoir in your car. So the problem that I'm actually facing with my washer fluid reservoir is that it's actually leaking. You can see when I pour water inside of it, it just starts pouring out onto the ground. And in this video I'm going to show you how to fix this issue. So before you start wrenching, it's a good practice to actually locate your washer fluid reservoir, and each and every model would be different, but the principles are relatively the same. So start by removing the front bumper first. In most cars the washer fluid reservoir is located behind the bumper, so to remove it first we need to remove the whole bumper itself. So start by removing all the bolts that hold the bumper in place. For me it was the 4 bolts on the top, and then on the side you can see I'm sticking my screwdriver in because there is a small screw that is holding the bumper from the side. It goes directly into the bumper clips. So well, as you could see, this is the screw, and after all of your screws are removed, all you need to do is just kind of pull the bumper from the side, and there the bumper comes right off. Now in order to replace your reservoir, it's only essential to remove one side, but for the video sake I actually went ahead and removed the entire front bumper, and there is the washer fluid reservoir. So let's quickly start removing all the connections that is onto the fluid reservoir. So start by the vent hose, then go ahead and remove the main pipe that brings water into the reservoir. In this case I had held this with a piece of zip tie because it's quite a fiddly pipe. Then go ahead and remove the front nozzle pipe which is attached to the front motor, just like that. And it's a good practice to actually drain the whole washer fluid reservoir out before you do this job, or otherwise we'll have a whole bunch of mess. Then we are going to disconnect the connector to the front motor, and then I'm going to move to the rear motor. Now you can see I'm removing the hose that connects the rear motor to the rear wiper nozzle, and then the process repeats. Now over here the rear motor connector was very stuck and there was not much place to actually remove it because of this little switch which is pretty related to the AC compressor. So rather than removing that first, I just quickly went ahead and removed the washer fluid reservoir. The reservoir is, in my case, is held in by 2 bolts, 2 12mm bolts, and all you need to do is just loosen those 2 bolts out, and the whole reservoir just comes right out of the car. And then I went ahead and removed this little clip as well for the rear wiper motor. You can see there is a small button that you need to push in, and the clip just comes right out, and there is our old washer fluid reservoir. And then moving on to the neck, in my case the pipe was actually broken as well, so I'm going to replace the whole neck along with it. The neck is held in by only one 8mm screw that holds the whole bracket in place for the washer fluid neck, and then you just kind of have to shimmy your way out. Like you can see, it's this very weird washing machine pipe that Tata has went ahead and used it. So, and as you could see in my case, you can see the pipe was actually pinched between the fender and stuff, so it's completely punctured from multiple spots. Thus I need to replace this whole thing along with it. So here you go, out with the old and in with the new. Well, sort of new, because I actually got this out of a used Vista because the newer washer fluid reservoir was quite expensive. It goes for 1500 and I got this for a bargain. The guy was asking me 500. I tried to boil it down to 350, but we ended up in the middle with only 400, so it was quite cheap to get this one. Plus it's mostly intact. I kind of cleaned it from outside, inside, and also restored this bracket back here which was kind of rusted, so I just kind of painted it over once again. So yeah, this was better deal than getting a new one. Now one thing you have to keep that in mind, that Vista is actually available with 2 variants of this washer fluid reservoir. The Vistas which didn't come with a rear wiper actually comes with a smaller 1.5 liter reservoir, but the Vistas with the rear wipers equipped come with this right here is a 3.5 liter bottle, and it actually has space for 2 washer fluid motors, so one for the front, the other for the back. The 1.5 liter only has the one motor attached to it. So before I put this on, we need to transfer some of the items. So for example, we have to transfer the motor, the front motor as well as the rear motor, which is, well, this one right here. We need to transfer it to the newer bottle. So now if you're thinking why this segment ended abruptly, is because for some reason the whole file after this video got corrupted, so this is going to be a voiceover. Now in order to transfer these motors is actually quite easy. In my case there are 2 motors that I need to transfer, and it's quite easy. All you need to do is just kind of pull onto the motor and just pops right out. You can see I kind of cleaned those motors up, and the motors come attached with this little bush. All you need to do is press the bush in first and then just kind of press the whole motor in, and that is how you actually replace these motors. And after this I quickly headed to my local market to get a new pipe, and this is the new pipe that I have actually came with, and it only cost me 180 rupees, so you can add into the 400 that we paid for the reservoir. And once all is that out of our way, let's quickly resume back to the video. Alright guys, so the new part is in, and you can see it actually comes with this neck, well excluding this metal bracket, and I don't want to break this seal because I mean this is a very fiddly thing and I'm pretty sure it will leak from here, so I might as well just transfer this metal bracket on this, and it's only held in with this bolt. It's a 10mm bolt. We're going to swap this and then you have to install this back in the car. Alright, I have transferred over this metal portion, the metal bracket, I have to the new spout or the mouth, whatever it is, and I've connected the vent hose as well. Now we have to just put everything back together in the car. So now it's time to reassemble everything. The new reservoir just bolts into those two holes which are directly on the frame itself, and I actually went ahead and bought new bolts from the market because the old ones were quite rusted away. So let's get started. First, align the bottle to the frame itself and hand tighten these bolts so that the reservoir actually sits properly into the place. Make sure none of the bolts are cross-threaded. Then tighten the bolts down and tight one at a time so that the bottle actually sits evenly and it doesn't flex or crack while installing. And once they are snug, we are going to put every single connection back together. So I'm going to just quickly clean those connections, and I'm going to start by attaching the rear nozzle first, then the rear motor connector, the front motor connector, and end with the front nozzle. And now what we are going to do is feed in the new washer fluid pipe. Make sure you tuck it properly and it's not pinching against any metal part, and then all we need to do is connect those connections. So we are going to connect the vent tube and the main filler neck itself. Now this thing is actually quite prone to leak, so you can use some silicone or you can just use a couple of zip ties to give yourself a proper connection so that this bottle the connector area actually doesn't leak. So that's how you do it. And now we are going to quickly tighten up the main bolt that secures the neck in place. So this right here is a 10mm bolt, and first hand tighten it, and then by using a 10mm socket tight the bolt down. You can screw it down. So just tighten the bolt down until it's snug, and then it's all done. Now before putting everything back together, I'm going to quickly fill the reservoir with water to check for leaks, and as you could see I've completely filled the reservoir to the top and there is no leaks whatsoever, and that is a job well done. And with that out of the way, it's time to put the bumper back in the car. So start by aligning the top bracket of the bumper first. Just kind of pull it on the top and bolt it in, and then all you need to do is just go on to the sides of the car and align the bumper and properly push it into the bracket, making sure there are no gaps whatsoever. And then finally we can put every single screws and the bolts back in the bumper. So I'm going to start by putting in the screw that is on the side, and then finish the job by tightening all the bolts, the 4 bolts on the top of the bumper. And once everything is put back together, as you could see, the washer fluid reservoir is working totally fine, and we have eradicated all the leaks that was there previously. And that is how you replace a washer fluid reservoir in your car. It is very easy, and all we used is some common hand tools and get the job perfectly done. So if you found this video very helpful, please make sure to leave a thumbs up down below and leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll really appreciate it. And until then, I'll meet you with the next video with a new topic. Bye bye.